The winter evening had wrapped the city in an icy silence when Daniel Reed, a well-known single dad and the CEO of a large food company, decided to stop by one of the local community branches of his charity organization. He usually visited without announcing it. He preferred to see the truth as it was, not the polished version people showed him during official inspections. That night had already been heavy. He had spent hours in meetings, planning holiday donations, worrying about how to expand projects for families in need. His 10-year-old daughter, Emma, had asked to come with him. She loved these visits. They reminded her of her mother, who had passed away years ago and had always believed in helping others. As they stepped inside the small distribution center, Daniel noticed something unusual. People were whispering, a bit anxious. A volunteer quietly explained that a shortage had occurred. A delivery truck had broken down, and there wasn't enough food to give every family their full share. Daniel immediately walked toward the storeroom to see the problem for himself. That's when he saw a boy, maybe 12, scrambling to gather a few grocery bags that the overwhelmed volunteer had been organizing. The boy looked small, tired, and desperate, his jacket too thin for the cold. When Daniel reached for one of the bags, thinking it was unassigned stock that needed sorting, the boy spun around, fear rushing into his eyes as he grabbed the handle tightly. "Please don't take our food." "My mom is sick," he said softly, his voice trembling in a way that pierced straight into Daniel's heart. For a moment, Daniel froze, not as a CEO, not as a donor, but as a father who recognized fear in a child's eyes. The boy explained that he was caring for his mother alone. She had been bedridden for weeks, unable to walk to the center herself. They had no relatives nearby and barely any money left after paying for her medicine. The boy, whose name was Ian, admitted he came early every distribution day to make sure he didn't miss their portion, because sometimes, if he was late, there wouldn't be anything left. Emma stepped closer, watching him with concern. "Dad, let him keep it," she whispered. Daniel nodded gently, lowering his hand. "It's yours," he said to Ayan. "No one is taking anything from you." But Ayan wasn't fully convinced. He kept the bags close to his chest as if expecting someone else to try to snatch them away. Daniel could tell the boy was used to struggling alone, used to fighting for scraps life handed him. And that, more than anything, hurt him deeply. Daniel told one of the volunteers to bring him the inventory records and checked what had caused the shortage. Ayan stood quietly in the corner, ready to run if needed. When the volunteer confirmed that many families would still have to leave empty-handed, Daniel knew he couldn't allow that, especially not during winter, especially not with children involved. He stepped outside, called his office, and within minutes had arranged for a private delivery truck, fully stocked from his company's warehouse, to arrive at the center that same night. While waiting, he returned to Ayan and gently asked about his mother. Ayan explained everything, her fever, her weakness, and how he had been skipping school to take care of her. He didn't say it with pride or complaint, just quiet exhaustion. Emma walked up to him and placed a small chocolate bar in his hand. "For your mom," she said with a shy smile. That simple act broke something in Ayan. His eyes filled with tears he had been holding back for too long. When the truck finally arrived, loaded with warm meals, canned goods, bread, fruit, and essentials, the entire center buzzed with relief. Daniel personally helped distribute the bags, making sure everyone received more than expected. Then he went back to Ayan. "I want to see your mom," he said gently. "If you're okay with that." Ayan hesitated, then nodded. They walked together through the chilly streets to a small, dim apartment. Inside, Daniel saw a frail woman lying on a thin mattress, her face pale but kind. She tried to sit up when she realized who he was, but Daniel encouraged her to stay lying down. He placed the bags beside her, along with extra supplies. "Your son is strong," he told her, "and you're not alone anymore." He quietly arranged for one of his foundation nurses to visit daily, bringing meals and checking on her health. Before leaving, he slipped an envelope under a stack of medicine bottles, not money to overwhelm or embarrass them, but vouchers for groceries, free medical support, and emergency care. As Daniel and Emma walked out, Ayan followed them to the door. "Sir, why are you helping us this much?" he asked. Daniel placed a hand on his shoulder. "Because someone once helped me when I thought no one would," he said softly. And because no child should have to beg for food, especially not when it's my job, to make sure they never go hungry. Ayan nodded slowly, understanding more than his age should allow. When Daniel and Emma stepped back into the cold night, she slipped her hand into his. "Mom would be proud," she whispered. Daniel smiled faintly. "I hope so." Behind them, on the small balcony of the apartment, Ayan watched with a new kind of light in his eyes. Not fear, not desperation, but hope. For the first time in a long time, he believed tomorrow might actually be better.